Baz explains a million-year-old memory has told him he needs to defend this place because it's being attacked. If it dies, everyone will go down with it. Suddenly James shows up too because he's joined Baz's cause. The rest of the team realizes Heather's gone and Lars comes to rescue her, making Baz and James run away before Heather can get more answers. Fulmer manages to restore power and the team discovers the flare on the production module is gone. They need to disconnect it from the electricity system to stop it from exploding, but the module control is in the mud pit where they could be infected by the spores. Their only options to reignite the flare manually, and Fulmer accepts to take the risk. Easter controls the crane to bring Fulmer closer to the module, but it's not enough, thus Fulmer unclips his harness and comes as close as possible for a proper shot. The flare is turned on again successfully, but Fulmer's hit by the fire and has to be taken to the infirmary to take care of some serious burns on his back. In the mud pit, Baz's visions get worse and he comes to the conclusion they need to shut down the rig system to stop the attack. James tries to close the valve, but the pipes are still pressured and they could blow up, so they're going to access the system from the source. Later, after a visit from Rose, Fulmer swears he feels fine and gets dressed because he wants to help. He, Rose, and Heather begin working together on the research, and Fulmer unconsciously draws some circles on a pad like Baz used too. Suddenly Magnus calls them all to the control room, where he's discovered the pressure is incredibly high because Baz is trying to bypass the safeties for the well. Fulmer can't take control away from him remotely, so they will have to take a risk with the bullseye ROF. Easter guides the ROF and gets underwater images showing that the earthquakes have created a series of circles on the land that remind Fulmer of his drawings. The ROF carefully approaches the wellhead and shuts it off, making Baz furious because his plan has failed. He tries to access the system directly from the CPU but it has an alarm on it, so they need Fulmer to disable it. Suddenly, Easter's phone gets a message, and the crew discovers communications are back. Magnus tries to contact the Coast Guarda and Fulmer Googles the meaning behind circles that seem to be communicating something. Rose searches the company's system for some containers Heather found and nobody knew about, only to discover a project called Siren that she can't access. She also finds Fulmer's drawings. Kat calls her wife, who explains the company told the families the crew's fine and that they've also been having electrical problems. At that moment, the fog arrives in the city, and now people on land are the ones without power. Internet signal goes down, and the guard doesn't get Magnus' messages asking for help. Baz uses his spore's powers to connect with Fulmer's body, which begins healing more quickly. Fulmer also begins hearing Baz's voice in his head, so he runs to the bathroom to look at his wounds. Rose sees he's missing and goes to check on him, startling Fulmer because for a moment he sees Baz in the mirror. He confesses everything to Rose, who kisses him to comfort him. This causes Fulmer to have a vision of her suffering and Baz's apparition asking him to join him. Hours later, Rose checks on Fulmer again, only to find a note he left behind.